May you find happiness and peace, and may your home stand the test of time.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary. Today I'll be reacting to Kirk destroy leftists who believe men can get pregnant. Wow. So guys, without further ado, let's get started.
Transgender who have gone to the reconstructive surgery.
So this is a lie, right? To believe that allowing a child to castrate themselves is somehow doing them a favor is like so incredibly
You
sick
have
and
to keep
twisted.
in mind that the child has to get permission from their parents to do
No, they
so.
don't. Bingo.
In southern states, they do.
So you're right. In Arkansas, it's the case. Not in California, not in Oregon, not in Washington. It can be done without parental consent. You could transition, get puberty blockers without your parent notification and consent. So just right here in this state, an 11-year-old can go to a therapist, get puberty blockers without their parent knowing, and change their gender and block the process of becoming a fully mature man or woman. That's wrong. It's morally wrong. So the question is, what does it matter, right? How does this implicate all of us? I believe the strong have a moral obligation to protect the not as strong. Men have an obligation to protect women. They do.
That's the problem.
hilarious.
Okay,
No,
see,
so-
I like you pointed that out. I like that you pointed that out.
awesome.
Because that plays directly into the social roles and social expectations that
Okay,
we have been
yeah. So
experiencing for thousands of
let me
centuries.
ask you a question. So if I, as a man, walk into the women's locker room right now, is there something wrong with that?
I'm glad you brought that up because you have no statistics to prove that. In fact,
No,
99%
I'm
of sexual
asking.
assaults are men against women, cisgender and heterosexual men against women.
You're proving my point.
Non-transgender
Hold
men.
on. You're proving my point.
There's no statistic
Hold on a
against
second.
that.
You just said men assault women.
Cisgendered and heterosexual men.
You're right. So that's the point. The point that
But you have
men
no statistics
are
of
likely
transgender men.
to
You
assault
have no
women,
statistics
and
of
therefore men must restrain other men from assaulting women, therefore prevent men who think they are women
Those
from
men are
abusing
producing-
women.
No, you're doing a loophole right now. What the is this?
But
How many reports are there of transgender women assaulting
Well, the
other women?
statistics right now.
Thousands and thousands and
Can you
thousands.
Show us.
I have a BBC statistic stating
Loudoun
that
County,
99%.
Los Angeles County, Loudoun County, Virginia, two-time rapist goes into a bathroom,
What's the name of
rapes
the
a classmate. I don't know the name of the rapist. Loudoun County, Virginia, happened a couple months ago.
Transgender people, that's a cisgender person.
No, it's not. No, it's a transgender person. But let's take rape and all that stuff aside, which is a big deal. From a fairness standpoint of how we structure society, are we going to acknowledge that men are better at some things than women and women are better at some things than men, and that men can't become pregnant, and therefore we should have different dividing lines in society to recognize that material reality?
Males can become pregnant.
Male-
There's a difference between male and female and men and women. There's a clear
Wait, I'm
difference
sorry,
between those
men
two.
can become pregnant?
No, I'm not saying men can become pregnant, but there's a difference between men and women and male and female.
So males can become pregnant.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
No, I'm not.
Sex regards to male and female, the biological aspects in regards to whether someone can reproduce or not. A man and a woman is regard to like the cultural meeting in which you can either
Right.
act
So okay,
masculine
this
or
is
feminine
right.
in
Okay, that's what
regards
you're
to
saying.
social
So you guys are
expectations.
regurgitating this insane New Age propaganda that somehow you could just kind of change your biological reality.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
No, it is.
propaganda. For thousands of years, there
No,
have been social
but
expectations
here's the
and
thing.
roles against men and women. And finally,
No, I got
we've been
it. So
changing that.
regardless
It's
of
not
like,
rigid anymore.
regardless of all this pablum, you're wrong.
I don't.
You do
haven't
not-
proved. You have not proved that I'm wrong. You have no logic.
Okay, so let me prove it to you, okay?
Okay.
So if you could change your gender, which you say you can,
Yes.
can you change other things at your will? For example,
Because gender is not rigid. That's
I'm
what I'm
asking.
saying. You can't change
Okay,
your sex.
so
Gender is
what-
not rigid
I'm asking.
though. It's a social and fluid expectation.
right? So what? So are other things fluid and social?
No, race is not fluid. Race
Oh,
is
it's
rigid.
not. Okay, so you can't change your race.
No, you can't.
Okay, can you change your age?
No, you can't change
But
your
why
age.
not? What if you
And
have a
you can't
mental
change your
condition?
sex either, which is what you're referring to. Male can't be female.
I'm comparing to
That's-
both. I'm saying there's no difference in sex and
No,
gender.
there is.
And you've all been lied to your whole
There
life.
is. Gender is
That
the
every-
social
that
expectation.
everyone- that-
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
No,
That's the
I am,
problem.
and I have sympathy
Okay,
because
okay.
you your whole life have been propagandized to believe
I get it?
that
Your
you can
whole
raise
life-
your hand and believe something that you're not.
I love this. I love the fact that Charlie's trying to educate these kids. I don't know who brainwashed them, but this is really, really bad. Thinking that a man can be a woman or a woman can be a man simply because they identify as that or they go through procedures. The thing is, you can't bisect the human body and switch everything there simply because you feel like this person is meant to be this, or this person feel like they want to be this other gender. To me, I feel it's a mental disorder, for you to surgically castrate someone because you want them to, block being a male or a female. It's really bad because, like I've always said, when I was a bit younger, I thought like, a teenager, But right now, my thinking has changed. So let's say at 11 years old, I decide to block, my puberty because I feel like I'm in the wrong gender. So, like, what will I do now that I feel like, yes, I'm a bit older? Should I let the puberty, take off those blockage? What if it's permanent? Will I be able to retrace my step later in the future? That is what we all need to look out for. These children, they are not even old enough to even start taking alcohol. They are not old enough to start living on their own. They are not old enough to start working. So why don't you give them this opportunity to block their puberty, to stop them from growing the way they were meant to grow? It's, to me, I feel it's bad, and we are not seeing it that way. We are seeing it as if, oh, it's normal. They have choice. They have this. But I feel they are minors. If they can stay under their parents' roof till they are 18 years, it shows that they are not old enough to take decisions. And I don't know who brainwashed these guys here, but I think they need to go back for proper schooling, because what I'm seeing right now are our future generation that have been brainwashed, that have been taught to believe that a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man. They are also taught to believe that you can't change your race, but you can change your gender, and it's really, really bad. Because if I can raise my hand up and say, okay, from now on, identify me as a woman, or I can also raise my hand and say that, okay, from now on, I don't want to be a Nigerian. I want to be identified as, let's say, a United States citizen. But when you say that, they'll tell you, no, you can't change your race, but you can change your gender. But to me, I feel it's not fair. If there is no limit to what we can do, if someone can wake up one morning and say, okay, I want to identify as a dog, I want to identify as a goat, I want to identify as a cow, then I can also identify as, let's say, someone from Russia or someone from Mexico. I don't know. If that's how we want to do it now, then everyone should be free to do whatever they want to do. But no, there should be a limit. There should be what you can do and what you can do. Okay? Because right now our kids are, they are just being brainwashed. And I think what these people are doing is they're trying to brainwash the kids because they know they are young. They know whatever you tell them, they assimilate it. So now they are bringing this stuff to our educational system because they know these children are our future generation. And when you're able to brainwash the future generation, you're able to change the course of history. And we need to go out there and speak, okay? I don't want to grow old and start seeing my male children turn into female simply because that is what they are living in. I know this is going to be difficult before it gets to Africa, but I know eventually it might get to Africa if we don't, put this on hold or stop this from happening. I know there are laws in Africa that are preventing this from happening. There are laws that are preventing same-sex marriage. There are laws that prevent anything of this nature. Now people are saying we need what's it called, a trans you identify as a trans if the person decide to be called, let's say my name is Merit or my name is let's say Henry, and I want you to call me Latasha or something, you should call the person by that name because that is what the person identifies as now. To me, I feel it does not make sense. Okay, it's like seeing a blind man claiming he can see simply because he identifies as someone that can see. To me, I feel it's rubbish because if I know you're a man, I see the biological future that makes you a man, and you want me to call you a woman or identify you as a woman, then I feel that there is something wrong mentally. Okay, because it's only a mentally deranged person that is being that gets confused on how things are naturally being played. You see, a mentally deranged person will pick death from the streets, will eat whatever he wants to eat because the brain is no longer functioning as it used to. But when it comes to safety measures, when it comes to life and death situation, the brain functions. You see, that's why it's hard for you to see a mad person being knocked down by a car because that part of their brain is still functioning. They are very conscious before they cross the road, even if I know they are mentally unstable. But when it comes to that, when it comes to defense mechanism, things that make them survive, they are very, very conscious of it because they will surely eat every day even if they're mad. So they are still able to provide for their body to keep on functioning. So if you are sane, you have everything that makes you a sane person, and you feel like, nah, I want to be identified as this simply because your body is telling you, okay, be this or that, then I feel you need to check what is happening up there because you are losing it. That is the truth. But I don't see a reason why a man should say I want to be called a woman, or a woman should say I want to be called a man. I know, yes, sometimes being a man is difficult, but that is not an escape route. You can't just identify as a woman, go into women's sports and defeat them and claim victory. It does not make sense. If you want to be identified as a woman, then go to sports with people that want to identify as a woman. It will be fair. And now people are claiming we need trans bedroom, we need trans washroom and stuff like that. But I feel it does not make sense. If you are using the washroom, use the washroom to the gender you were being born with, because that is the perfect gender for you. Things does not happen like without plan. When nature decides to do something, it does not make mistake. Yeah, I know sometimes we've seen people with both male and female body parts, but still some of those things can be corrected at a very tender age. The doctors will check your body system and see those organs that are very, very active. If you are supposed to be a man, your male gender will be active and they'll fix the issue. But if you're supposed to be a female, they will know how to rectify things. But to me, I feel this is getting out of hands, and our future generation are buying into this idea rapidly, and it's going to hurt us in the nearest future. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. If it is your first time visiting the channel, click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and remain blessed.